My name is MacAskill. I'm current chair of the Assynt Foundation. The Assynt Foundation came into being in 2005 following the community buyout of Drumrooney and Glencanisp estate, a 44,000 acre estate, two estates joined together in northwest Sutherland. In 2004, the Land Reform Act Scotland came into being around about the same time as the Vestey family decided to put Glencanisp and Drumrooney estates on the market. Those two things combined led the community of Assynt to mount a buyout bid of the estates. The Assynt Foundation is a charity that was set up to be able to mount the bid, which was successful in the end. The money for the buyout came from a variety of sources, including Scottish Government, but one or two other sources as well. And the foundation is owned by, the Assynt Foundation is a community-run charity for the community. The foundation has been on a 20-year-long journey. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, and we have been on a journey and continue to go on that journey with all of the ebbs and flows associated with it. In the first few years, we continued to run the estates very much on a traditional basis, stocking, fishing, that sort of thing. We also inherited a 14-bedroom lodge with the buyout, and that has been run in a number of different business models, mainly centred around the sort of hospitality industry, B&B, guest house, and what have you. In the more recent times, though, we're looking at more sort of partnerships with people and organisations with the skills and the acumen that can help the foundation move forward. And so a couple of sort of more recent developments involve a long-term lease of the lodge to an established hotel business. And also the other key development for us is a long-term partnership with the Woodland Trust, large conservation charity, who have the skills and resources to be able to develop this wonderful asset that we have here, Glencanisp and Drumrooney estates, in equal partnership with the foundation. So our asset and their skills and resources, and we believe and hope that that's a partnership that should last for a long time and bring a whole lot of really good benefits. One of the biggest challenges the Assynt Foundation has had from the outset, in fact, is the disconnect with people. And that goes back a long time, 250 years plus really, to when Indigenous people were moved off what is now Glencanisp and Drumrooney estates. And then that land went through a number of different sort of patterns of land ownership, mainly based around intensive sheep farming and sporting, none of which included people at its heart. And so that legacy has lived on, that remained in place right up until the community bought the estates in 2005. 20 years on, it's still probably our biggest challenge. There's currently no infrastructure on the 44,000 acres of land. There's no roads or any sort of form of development, which has positive and sort of challenging impacts. There's lots of positives about that, but in terms of reconnecting people with this land, we the foundation see that as probably our next key challenge, and we're working on it, and we're looking at ways and means of re-engaging people at all kinds of different levels, but we'd really like that to happen. History has helped to shape what this landscape now is today, and there's good and bad within all of that. But going forward, I think depopulation is as key a theme as it's ever been in the Northwest Highlands, and we're trying to come up with ways that reverses the depopulation, not only at foundation level, but in the wider northwest of Scotland. And history can probably give us a few lessons in terms of how we develop businesses and create platforms that allow people here to stay and live and remain on a sustainable basis. I'm not saying that we have all the answers to that, but certainly, history should and is giving us those lessons and that we can hopefully learn from when we look forward. From a community perspective, I think community ownership brings with it a level of responsibility that can be quite daunting and challenging. And you don't have to own 44,000 acres of land to feel that responsibility. It's all relative. But in terms of the foundation, I think the people that have been involved with this entity there's a kind of confidence that comes over time with owning and shaping and developing a community-owned asset, and that's something that gets embedded within the community. And you make lots of mistakes, and you shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes either. That's a key point to make, But in making these mistakes, I think, you learn an awful lot about things that you were never part of before, as people in a community, but not having ownership of the community asset. So after 20 years, I think, there's this embedded confidence, knowledge, and a growing kind of sense of what's right and wrong for you as a community owner that comes with all of this. And so that's probably one of my kind of key takeaways from what we've come through.